Hello viewers, one of the main activities of the front office department is to get the guest registration process. As soon as the guest arrives into the hotel for check-in, the front desk clerk should hand him over the registration card and get it filled up by the guest and check its accuracy. The guest is also required to provide the complete information as per the hotel standards. I welcome you to this episode on registration process at the front desk. For better understanding of the subject, this episode is divided into 5 parts, namely importance of the first guest contact, guest registration procedure, standard operating procedure for the guest registration and check-in process, guest history and future reservations. Let us know about having the first contact with the guest. One of the first opportunities to come face-to-face contact with a hotel occurs when the guest registers. At this time, all the marketing efforts and computerized reservation systems should come together. Will the guest receive what has been advertised and promised? The front office desk clerk, who is well trained in the registration process, must be able to portray the hotel in a positive manner. This good first impression will help ensure an enjoyable and repeated visit. The first step in the guest registration process begins with capturing guest data such as name, full address, length of stay and company affiliation, which are needed during his or her stay and after departure. Various departments in a hotel require this information to provide services to the guest. The registration process continues with the extension of credit, room selection, room rate application, the opportunity to sell hotel services, etc. The first impression a guest receives of a hotel facility during registration is extremely important in setting the tone for hospitality and establishing a continuing business relationship. The guest who is warmly welcomed with a sincere greeting will respond positively to the hotel and will expect similar hospitality from other hotel employees. If the guest receives a half-hearted welcome, he or she will not be enthusiastic about the hotel facility and will be more likely to find fault with the hotel during his or her visit. Today's guest expects to be treated with respect and concern, and many hotels make the effort to meet those expectations. A warm welcome to the guest begins with the employees empathizing with the feelings of the traveler. Someone who has been away from familiar surroundings for many hours or many days. He or she may be stressed by the frustrations of long travel, delayed flight schedules, lost luggage, jet lag, missed meals, unfamiliar surroundings, unclear directions or poor public transportation. The hotel employee who is considerate of the traveler under these circumstances will be more likely to recognize anxiety, restlessness and hostility and respond to them in a positive, understanding manner. Once front desk clerk gains confidence of the guest, he can proceed with upselling. Guest registration procedure. The guest registration procedure involves several steps that, if followed accurately, will allow management to ensure a pleasant, efficient and safe management of guest visit. The guest registration process is almost similar to all types of hotel organizations irrespective of their size. The procedure facilitates in the effective front office management. Let us know about the steps in guest registration procedure. Check-in request by the guest, projecting of hospitality by front desk clerk towards the guest, completion of the registration card by the guest, reviewing of completeness of the registration card by the front desk clerk, verifying proof of identification, the credit allowance by front desk clerk, room selection by the guest offered by the front desk clerk, assignment of room to the guest, discussing the sales opportunities for hotel products and services with the guest, and handing over the room key to the guest. Let us discuss these steps one by one. Guest requests to check into the hotel. This is the first step, and the registration process begins when a guest requests to check into the hotel. The guest may arrive alone or with a group. The front desk clerk begins the check-in process with a display of hospitality towards the guest. Important elements include eye contact, a warm smile, an inquiry regarding travel experience, an offer to assist the guest in a dilemma, and so on. As mentioned earlier, the importance of a warm welcome to a guest, positive impressions of the hotel and its staff cannot be overemphasized. More travelers expect common courtesy along with a quality product and a well-developed delivery system. Completion of registration card. The registration card provides the hotel with guest billing information and provides the guest with information on checkout time and room rates. A reservation card provides all the necessary information about the guest to the hotel. Even if the guest has reservation, the completion of registration card is important as it verifies the spelling of names, addresses, phone numbers, anticipated date of departure, number of people in the party, room rate, and method of payment. Review completeness of registration card. The front desk clerk should quickly review the completeness of the registration card. For example, handwriting should be legible. If the card needs a corrected printed revision, it should be done at this time. The guest may forget to fill in a PIN code, which is often used by the marketing and sales department to analyze market demographics as well as by the controller's office to process invoices. If any areas on the registration card that remain blank should be called to the guest's attention. Such omissions may be oversights or there may be an effort by the guest to commit fraud. The guest who does not supply a credit card and gives weak excuses may be planning for a fraud. Verifying proof of identification. Some hotels require proof of identification when a credit card is presented, whereas others demand none. When the hotel policy does require the guest to produce identification, a valid driver's license with a photo is usually acceptable. Alteration of the non-photo identification is also common, making it less reliable. Hotel security departments must work with the front office in training desk clerks and cashiers to be alert to fraudulent identifications. Extension of guest credit. Front desk clerks must perform a few basic procedures to extend credit to guests. These include accepting the designated credit card from the guest, using credit card processing equipment, interpreting information from the credit card validation machine, and verifying the card holder's identification. Credit cards are grouped according to the issuing agency. The major groupings are bank cards, commercial cards, etc. As their name indicates, bank cards are issued by banks like the Visa, MasterCard. Commercial cards are issued by corporations. Each of these issuing agencies has verified the credit rating of the person to whom the card was issued. This enables the hotel to extend credit to the person who offers the credit card for future payment. This is a very important option for hotels. Room selection. Part of the registration process includes the front desk clerk's selection of a guest room, which can be confusing for the front desk clerk and frustrating for the guest. This selection involves blocking guest rooms prior to the guest arrival, meeting the guest's needs, and maintaining a room inventory system. If the guest is assigned a room that does not meet his or her personal requirements, the guest then requests a different room. The front desk clerk responds with a list of available options that seem to satisfy the guest's request. Blocking procedure. The blocking procedure is very important in ensuring an even flow of processing guests who want to check in. Blocked rooms allow the front desk clerk to immediately assign a room to a guest without searching through confirmed and guaranteed reservations as well as available room inventory. Otherwise, desk clerks would have to review reservations and available rooms at the guest's arrival. The blocking procedure begins with a review of confirmed and guaranteed reservations as well as expected checkouts for a particular day. Meeting guest requests. Guest needs usually include bed requirements, room location, floor plan arrangements, ancillary equipments, rooms designed and equipped for special needs, immediate availability and price. If the guest has a reservation, the room selection will be blocked prior to the guest's arrival. The walk-in guest presents opportunities to the front office desk clerk to optimize a sale and meet the needs of the guest. Assignment of room to the guests. After mutual consent between the front desk clerk and the guest, the front desk clerk assigns room to the guest. The front desk clerk, after careful scrutiny of the guest request, registration procedure, his or her credit extension, allocate a suitable room to the guest. Discussing the sales opportunities for hotel products and services with the guests. The front desk clerk also discusses about the other facilities that the hotel provides to the guest along with the ones which are mentioned in the inclusions of the tariff cards. This will enable the hotel to generate additional revenue. This is the last step in the registration process where the front desk clerk hands over the room key to the guest. The front desk clerk should make sure that the key which is being handed over to the guest has the number which is being recorded in the guest register. Standard operating procedure for guest registration and check-in process. When guest arrives at the reception to check in, greet the guest. Enquire the last name, first name of the guest. Search for the reservation record and print registration card if the same is not pre-printed. Present the registration card to the guest for verifying, reconfirming pre-printed details like first name, last name, arrival date, time, departure date, expected time of departure, room rate, room number, room type, method of payment, billing instructions, meal plan and requesting for ID proof for local guests and passport and visa details for foreigners. Other details to be completed: guest professional designation, company name, address, home and business, city, country, postal code, telephone, fax, mobile numbers, email addresses, contact number of a person in case of emergency and purpose of visit. Passport details include passport number, nationality and country of residence, date of birth, passport issue date and expiry date, place of issue of passport. Visa details includes visa number, visa issue date and expiry date, visa place of issue, type of visa, proposed duration of stay in the country, arrived from and proceeding to. Explain to the guest regarding late checkout policy if any. Request the guest to sign on the registration card. Scan photocopy of passport and visa copy and attach to the registration card. Front office assistant to also cross sign the registration card on the provided field. Update the guest details collected on regard to the profile of the guest and file registration card. Guest history. Guest history is a record maintained for each guest who has stayed at the hotel with a separate entry for each visit and details of pertinent preferences. This is a valuable reference tool for reservations, marketing and credit departments. Today, guest histories are readily available through computers and technology. Benefits of maintaining guest history. There are several benefits of maintaining guest history either in the form of a register or through computer. They are facilitating quick new reservations for past guests. When new reservations are made, the front desk clerk searches the guest history either from the register or from the computer database to determine if the guest has stayed at the property before. With the help of computers, it is easy to search the guest history by using name, email address, etc. as input. For new guests, the system automatically adds the guest to the guest history database. Personalized service in reservation. Many sophisticated systems provide a complete list of guest preferences for repeat guests like the type of room preferred, special requests for extra services, etc. This allows the reservation clerk to personalize the reservation process. Warning of problem guests. The guest history also provides information on the problematic guests. For example, if the guest damaged the property of the hotel in his last visit or did not pay bill or misbehaved with the hotel staff or other guests with no reason, then that guest history record can be marked as do not rent, blacklisted and so on, and thereby problem guests can be quickly stopped prior to confirming a new reservation. Reprint folios forever. Guest folios can be reprinted and stored forever. If a guest calls several months or years after his stay, it is easy to retrieve his information at an instance. Information only enquiries. Sometimes interested persons may seek information about the hotel property and its services. It is called as the information only enquiries. The names of such persons can be added to the guest history and they can be used as marketing the property to increase occupancy in the future dates. Future reservations. The front office manager should consider developing procedures for front desk clerks to follow that encourage a guest to book additional reservations during the check-in process. Suggesting additional reservations during registration may remind the business person of the need for room accommodations the following week when he or she visits a city with a hotel that is affiliated with the same chain. It may inspire the traveler who has not made reservations for the rest of his or her trip and finds your rates very attractive to stay in the chain. It may inspire the traveler who has not made reservations for the rest of his or her trip and finds the rates very attractive to stay in a chain member property. This promotion of member properties can be a very profitable marketing concept. Front office managers in independent hotels will also find this concept profitable. Independent hotels have the advantage of offering unique lodging experiences. Guests who are frequent visitors to a city may want to secure reservations for their next trip. Unless the request for a future reservation is made, it is probably will not be received. To sum up, guest registration is one of the most important aspects for both the hotel property and the guest. Guest registration process involves several steps, and by following these steps, the hotel property will be able to obtain all the needed information from the guest and can be kept as a permanent record for future smooth reservation procedure. Guest history is a record which contains all the information of a guest who stayed in the hotel. There are several benefits of maintaining guest history, which includes facilitating quick new reservations, personalized services in reservation, getting information on problem guests, to follow up the inquiries made by the potential guests, etc. Thank you.